5 ways you can increase sales today. I put this list together of 5 things, again, that you can actually start doing today at the end of this show that'll make a difference. And so what I need you to do is I need you to get a pen and paper out. If you're driving in the car, maybe you're going to have to play this back again later. But these are 5 really, really easy things that you can do to increase sales. I mean, hey, look, that's why we're all here. We're all trying to improve. We're all trying to get better. And these are things that we focus on and we work on all the time. Number 1 way that you can increase sales today, attitude, man. Attitude. Now, attitude is like, your attitude can be seen in every single area of the sales process, of the transaction. Before the sale, after the sale, during the sale, in your prospecting, in your cold calling, in your closing. I mean, literally, your motivate. I mean, your attitude can be seen everywhere, right? It like penetrates. It basically directs the flow of what you do. It's so important, okay? So, people will actually pay more for a great attitude than they will a great product. Good example of this. If you've ever been to a restaurant before, no matter how good the meal is, if you have a waiter or a waitress that's like just no good, service is bad, they're rude, do you feel good about tipping them? I usually always tip them, at least 20%, but I never feel good about it. And then if somebody freaking turns it on and they blow it up and I'm like, man, they were awesome. They were on the ball, very attentive. I pushed 25%, 30% out there. That's probably the most real example of the impact attitude can have on a situation. So you got to think about, what is your attitude? Right now, literally, you could be having a poor attitude day. Maybe you missed a big deal that you were going for. Maybe you're not making enough money. Maybe, you got some freaking sob story that's weighing you down and taking your attitude from a 10 to a 2. Dude, the pros, the greats, the people that are crushing it, dude, they can go from 0 to 100 quick. It's the single biggest determining factor in your success every single day is going to be your attitude and how you approach the day, how you approach your customers, the people you work with. We do these meetings every morning. Dude, we do everything possible to freaking jack people up, to freak them out, to get them excited, to get them engaged at the beginning of the day because it's so important. So we try to impact people at the beginning, and man, we do some crazy stuff. This morning we were just yelling. It was just everybody just yell and scream and clap and cheer and just get wild and get excited, get some energy, get your freaking blood flowing, right? Woo! 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 So the key is when you're not feeling it, you got to be able to turn it on. The greats can turn it on. They can go from 0 to 100 at any point, at any time. And so if you want to be successful in sales, dude, you got to have these little attitude checks all throughout the day. Maybe going to the gym clears your mind, get your attitude in line. Maybe it's music. Who knows? Maybe it's success stories. We read testimonials and success stories from people because that freaking jacks us up and gets us excited. So you need to figure out what that is for you. If you can't go 0 to 100, if you can't go from ba 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 to rah! Like on the drop of a dime, you need to figure out what you can do to turn it up because your customers are going to demand that you be able to turn it on even when you're not feeling it, and they will actually pay you for it. Dude, that was only one. That was one tip. One way to increase your sales. There's 4 more. This is Young Hustlers. We'll be right back. 5 ways to increase sales today. That's what we're talking about today. Number 1, the attitude check, man. Where is your attitude at? I think one of those things, attitude determines altitude or something like that. It's just important. I know that it's important. It makes me, if my attitude's good, I have a much better day. If my attitude sucks, I'm freaking kicking rocks all around, just bad day, grumpy, negative, Dude, you got to find a way to freak your attitude out. Turn it around like a light switch. Way to increase sales. Number 2, VAFU, man. VAFU. Value-added follow-up. This is, I tell you, probably one of the most valuable things in the sales transaction that you can do to differentiate yourself from everybody else, right? So consumers, prospects, clients, dude, people, they have so much access to information that they can create distance between themselves and you. And if you're a salesperson, that's a problem. Distance is a problem for you unless you can be really effective at getting somebody's attention, right? the average transaction takes place, 80% of transactions take place between the 5th and the 12th follow-up attempt. It takes time, man. You got to work in. You got to break through the noise. You got to get through. Dude, I get 150 emails every day. Like, how are you going to break through that? I got somebody sending me this wild, crazy message on Facebook from a fake account. I got, Dave's got this other guy who was a deal. It's right on the finish line, and then everything stops because this has to change and that has to change, and so that's up here and over here. Dude, how are you going to get somebody's attention, man? You got to be creative. You got to be creative, and you got to be persistent with follow-up. So this is like the game time differentiator. This is where the game is won and lost. If you ask Grant, he'll tell you that follow-up is the greatest sales secret and the single one thing that was responsible for all of his success. So like VAFU, dude. VAFU, V-A-F-U, value added follow-up. What are you doing to be valuable to your prospect? Think about it, man. Think about it. Are you sending generic messages out to the same people over and over and over again? Are you on that broken record follow-up plan that we talk about? That broken record that's just round and round and round? What are you doing to provide value? Like become an expert in what you do so much to the point that like, dude, people are like, they're waiting for that email from you. They're waiting for that phone call from you because they know with that phone call comes something of value that they actually want. Not, hey, how quick can I move this fool into the spam folder because they're bugging me out, right? If people are freaking out on you because of your persistence with follow-up, I promise you it's because you're not adding value. Dude, if people are bringing me good, valuable stuff all the time, I may not respond to them, but I always read their emails. Yeah, I got a guy that he's an online marketer. His name's Frank Kern. You guys probably know who he is. If he doesn't, you should definitely subscribe to his newsletter just to see the emails that he writes. Man, the guy's masterful at writing emails. He communicates to people in a great way. I think I've bought 2 things from him ever, and fortunately, I've over the years become to know him. Dude, I've bought 2 things from him in life, but I just love his emails because I get so much value out of seeing how he puts his emails together, how he structures his pitches. I mean, like, there's just so much value in there that I'll never take myself off that guy's list. So, dude, what can you do to be valuable like that to your customers? Like we're here, we're doing things like this. We're, sending links out to the 5 ways you can increase sales today show on Young Hustlers. Find out what that thing is that your client perceives as valuable and make sure that you're the one that gives it to them with a great attitude every day, all day, through your follow-up, through your phone calls, through your emails, in every medium possible. And you want to really freak people out? You want to take your follow-up to from the baby game to the master game? I don't have my phone on me. Do video follow-up, man. Video follow-up has been one of the biggest impacts that we have ever implemented in our sales team. Why? Because it personalizes it. It personalizes all the follow-up that you do. It puts a face to the email. It creates life out of something that's just freaking dead, right? And I got some stats about testing and open rates, and 96% do that. That's a big freaking number, man. So look, let's see what else here. Two forms of follow-up: pre-sale follow-up, post-sale follow-up. Both important, but you're not going to have post-sale follow-up unless you get a customer in the first place. So you got to figure out, hey, how can I differentiate myself from everybody else? Dude, pre-sale, that's where you show your commitment. That's where you show your conviction. That's where you freaking break away from the pack and all the people that have that automated 5 or 6 emails that go out. Hey, I'm about to turn your file off. I'm about to close your file. Can you pass me along to the right person? Dude, you're a quitter, man. You're scraping the bottom. You're a bottom feeder. You're going for the low-hanging fruit, crossing your fingers, hoping that you get lucky, dude. There's zero control in you for that. There's zero predictability in you for that. The way you get predictability is you become a freaking master at getting somebody's attention with follow-up. Social media, texting, email, video, freaking show up on their front doorstep. That's how you provide value with follow-up. That's how you get somebody's attention. And that's how you become a sales master. It just felt like it was building up, Like, did you feel that? Like it had some momentum? I had to do that. And then post-sale follow-up, obviously, just as valuable. This is where you can start multiplying opportunities, start building a network, not just a client. You don't just focus on one transaction. Look at how many transactions that one single deal can turn into if you do a freaking knock-up job. Post-sale follow-up, dude, that's where you create fans. That's where you create somebody, they're winning with your program or your service or your product or whatever. You've become vested in it. And they want to tell everybody about it. That that is the one goal that you should have once somebody takes delivery of your product. How do I get them telling everybody about how great what we do is here? So that's two, man. That's two, and those two things right there, man. If you can nail value-added follow-up and you can nail the attitude thing, if you just did those two things today, you'd be well on your way to increasing sales. And I bet that on the next phone call, you're going to have a different outcome. Number 3 sales tip to increase sales today, texting. All right. Now, I got to tell you, I was a little slow to get on the texting thing because I thought it was a little too informal. But man, I tell you that today, we get more response from text messages. People that we call, we voicemail, we video. I mean, dude, we're hitting them from every different angle. Months without anything. And then you just shoot them a simple text. Are we still good? You know, do you hate me? Did I do something wrong? You know, a simple text and you get responses. It's crazy. It's crazy how it works. Here's some stats about texting, just to give you an idea how big this deal is. 6 billion text messages are sent every single day in the U.S. 80% of adult Americans text. It's the most common cell phone activity. They have a 98% open rate. Imagine if we got a 98% open rate in the web team from our emails. Emails on average have a 20% open rate. Text messaging has a 45% response rate, which means almost half the time somebody's actually going to write you back. While email has a 6% response rate. So look, texting is good for follow-up. It's good for prospecting. It's good for re-engaging. It's quick. It's easy. They don't have a lot of commitment involved with it. Is TJ still on the line? I see you keep looking there. You don't have a lot of commitment with it. So people can just do a quick answer. Like, you know, sometimes I don't want to have a conversation. Sometimes I just want to be like, yes, no, whatever the deal is. I want it to be easy. Right? It's got to be accessible for me at the time and convenient with everything else I got going on. Keep in mind, your customers, your prospects, dude, they've got a whole world that doesn't involve you, right? So like, if you're trying to get in communication with them, make it freaking easy for them. Don't send long freaking essay emails. Send short little emails that are really easy to read. Don't put a bunch of complicated words in there. Same thing applies to text, dude. Just make it quick, make it short, make it fast. Let me blast through these last two things here. So we've got attitude first. We're talking five ways to increase sales today. Attitude, number 1, hands down. If you don't get the attitude thing right, your commitment's going to be off. Everything else that comes after this is going to fall apart. Number 2, got to get that VAFU rolling for you. VAFU, value-added follow-up. Number 3, texting. Number 4, this is a good one. This is surprisingly how few people actually do this well. Always ask for referrals. Every single conversation or communication that you have with anybody, you have the opportunity to ask for referrals. I got some stats on referrals. This is good stuff. 84% of decision makers start the buying process with a referral. Okay? So that means 84% of the decision makers who enter into the sales process, into the sales cycle, are starting that with a referral. So you got to start thinking, hey man, how can I start leveraging the clients that I have? And that's where you have to make sure that your post-sale VAFU game is on point. Because if you're taking care of people after the sale, they're going to want to recommend you. They're going to want to refer you. Referrals have a 75% higher conversion rate. Referrals close 70% faster. We all want to get deals done quicker, right? Referral customers have 59% higher lifetime value as a customer. That means they're with you longer and they spend more money. Salespeople who actively seek referrals earn 4 to 5 times more than salespeople that don't. And this is the big one right here. This is the opportunity, folks. Today you can do something about this. 91% of customers said that they would give referrals, but only 11% of salespeople actually ask. Huge opportunity right here. So whether you're selling ads on media, whether you're selling a training program, whether you're freaking knocking doors, selling carpet care or roofs. Dude, referrals are the gateway for you to get more business that's easier to get, that closes faster, and that makes the company more money. Or you can continue to do it the hard way and just bang your head up against the wall making cold calls. You need to include all of it, but at some point that work smarter, harder thing, we want to work smart and hard, but that means you got to start incorporating these other ways to get new business. Now I want to mention something important about referrals. Dude, there's a right way and a wrong way to ask for referrals. When you ask for referrals, you should never ask with a yes or no question. Here's some examples. Do you know anybody who would benefit from this, product, service, what we've done for you? Would you mind sharing my card with anybody that comes to mind who may be able to purchase, use, blah, 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 whatever. Would you consider telling your friends, family, neighbors, coworkers about our experience today and pass my card along? See, those are kind of cop-out ways to get referrals, and you're not going to get referrals successfully out of that. The way that you do want to ask for referrals is you want to ask for referrals in a way that actually gets you names. So, hey, John, I know you had a great experience here today, or hey, I know you've been really satisfied with the program. I know you want to see me more successful. Who wouldn't, right? I need the name of 3 people. The first 3 people that come to your mind when you start thinking about what we've been able to do for you and your business. Get actual names. Make sure that your question that you're asking when you're asking for referrals results in getting you names and not a yes or no response. So come up with a couple different ways that you can ask this. Come up with ways that you can ask this on a sale that doesn't convert. Hey, look, I unfortunately we weren't able to do something with you, but what have you thought about the experience up to this point? How easy was it to get information? How professional were we in communicating it to us? Who are the names of 3 people that that could use a service just like ours, even though it's not right for you? Pre-sale, after the sale, down the road, a year, you can keep that. Dude, referrals are it's like a well. You could take one customer, you could get referrals right after they purchase. 6 months later, after they're winning on the program, kicking ass, you can get referrals from them again. A year from now, you can get referrals. You can always get referrals because people are always meeting new people, man. Dude, I'm telling you ways that you can actually increase your sales today. If you want to make more money, if you're sick of your situation, if you want to feel like you're more successful and you're more productive, these are easy things that you can do today to increase your sales. Last one, role play and train daily. You can increase your sales immediately by simply role playing and training, refining your craft, improving your skill, improving your confidence on a daily basis. Look, motivation comes and goes. Your attitude's going to be good some days. Your attitude's going to be not as good other days. But the one thing is that if you develop skill and you become razor sharp, dude, you will always be able to produce. If you know what the sales process looks like, you know all the problems that come to you along the way, you will always be successful if you know how to handle them. So what you need to do is you need to determine how fit you want to be. How fit do you want to be with your sales game? Do you want to be diabetic and overweight? Do you want to be kind of healthy, but you still don't feel comfortable when you take your shirt off? Or do you want to be like, dude, I want to show this thing off all the time like Steve Spray, man. I'm taking every possible opportunity I can to take my shirt off, and I can do the little chest thing. You know that thing they do with their with the pec muscles when they're jumping around? Because y'all jacked up. Dude, that's where you want to take your sales game. That's where you want to have your skill. You want to have it at a completely, like a whole new level. Like Robin, dude, I wish you guys could see her. She's freaking jacked, man. But she's working out twice a day, man. She's freaking in there. She's working on her deal. Man, she's flexing. Just a little flex off back there. So look, you got to make the decision, and you got to commit to training on a daily basis.